Grant Hill, former NBA forward. He's got a variety of jobs now. What is your official title, Grant?
You know what? For my kids, I'm a bank and a chauffeur.
Okay.
That's my title.
Okay.
No, I do a number of things. Do a little television and a little business stuff here in Florida. Just staying busy. Trying to be like you, Dan.
When's the last time you dunked?
Oh, man, that's a good question. Last time I dunked was before Game 5 in the 2013 playoffs, the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Memphis Grizzlies. We were at home in the Staples Center. I didn't play in the first first 4 games. Coach Vinny Del Negro came to me and said, I think I might play tonight. So I was dunking in layup line, took off from the dotted line. I was feeling good. And then, of course, I didn't play the first half. And at halftime, my knee was hurting. And come to find out, I hurt my knee in layup line dunking. And that's when I knew it was time to retire.
That usually happens after you've retired, that you do something like that. But it also leads me to Kevin Durant coming back and just mentally getting over injuries. Is it more mental or physical when you're coming back from injuries?
I mean, it's obviously both, but it's definitely more mental. I think the longer you're out, if you have, in Kevin's case, he was out for a short period of time, 6 weeks. Even then, there's a process of getting your rhythm, your timing, but most importantly, learning to trust that injury or trust your body again. I think when you've been out for a long period of time, like a Derrick Rose, who had, been out for a year and then came back and was out again for another year, I think in that case, it's a little bit longer of a process mentally and emotionally to get back to that comfort level. You may never get back to where you were prior, particularly if you've, had drastic or serious injuries. But the mental game, it's physically you're okay, and I think physically you're further along than you may think. But mentally and emotionally, it is quite the process.
Got any problem with Derrick Rose pacing himself?
Not at all. I don't have a problem. I mean, I'm the poster child of someone not being paced. He's still a young guy. He's still got a lot of basketball in front of him, and the scars mentally and emotionally from being out for those 2 years. To think he can just snap his fingers and be back, and have the kind of trust and play with the reckless abandon that he does, is not going to happen. And I kind of wish that the organization would kind of protect him a little bit better. That's my one criticism. I think I remember the first year he was out the whole season, and then of course the playoffs came around, and the organization said, "Oh, he's ready to play." And of course, then everyone was questioning why he wasn't out there. And I think if the organization had said, "Look, we're going to rest him. He's not coming back this year," then there's no one questioning Derrick Rose, no one questioning his heart, his desire, and so forth. And even if now, if they said, look, we're going to be cautious, we're going to, be conservative, we're going to rest them on back-to-backs, we're going to, take that approach, then maybe it takes a little bit off of Derrick Rose and they can protect him a little better. But I feel like just from one of the outsiders looking in, that they're kind of leaving him out there on an island by himself.
He's Grant Hill, former All-Star forward, future Hall of Famer, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Did you ever have the Jordan flu?
The Jordan flu? No.
Because Reggie Miller named names yesterday with guys when Jordan came to town that they would tap out, that they suddenly had the Jordan flu.
Nah, no, I never had the Jordan flu. Thankfully, I never really had to guard Jordan. That was Joe Dumars. So, I had some battles back then with Pippen. But I will tell you this one story. So I think it was 2003, 2002. His last year in Washington. Now, I'm playing in Orlando. I'm still going through my injury ordeal with my ankle. And the day before we're supposed to play the Wizards in Washington, I find out that my ankle is basically broken and I'm out for the year. But I knew also that this was Jordan's last year, and this would be my last opportunity, my last chance to play against him. So I told the team, look, let me play. They drugged me up, went out there. I was guarding Jordan, and he lit me up. He might have had 20 points on me in the first quarter. And so, of course, second quarter, I limped out of the game, limped into the locker room, and I was done. I had surgery. It was done for the year. And so even with a bad ankle, even knowing that I was done for the year, I still wanted to go against the greatest Michael Jordan. And I guess in hindsight, maybe I should have had the flu and decided not to play that game. Because my last memory is of him scoring like 20 points on me in one quarter at the age of 40.
Did Jordan know that you were, in trouble, that you were hurt?
He probably sensed it. He probably could sense it.
But he didn't care.
Sharks tend he's a shark, man. Sharks don't care. They smell blood. They go in for the kill. He went in for the kill. So,
That's great.
And, of course, it was a TNT game. It was on national television. And, here I am. So
Jordan lighting you up. What are you doing with Allstate? Yeah. What are you doing with Allstate?
Yeah, no, definitely. I am an ambassador for the 2015 Allstate NABC Good Works team. This is the third year that Allstate and NABC have honored and recognized members of the Good Works team, and basically young student athletes who are in college, Division I, Division II, III, and NAIA schools who've given back to the community and understand the importance of giving back. And it's just great that there's a program like this where they all can get recognized at the Final Four this year.
Oh, cool.
Which I believe will be in Indianapolis. And we did it last year, and some of the recognizable names last year, Aaron Kraft from Ohio State was there, and Joe Harris, UVA, who is now playing for the Cavs, and an assortment of other honorees. And it was just great. It was great to honor not just what these guys do on the court, but more importantly, what they do off the court.
It's always great to talk to you. Thank you, Grant.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Grant Hill.